Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be trying Asda's Tea Tree skincare range. So this was one of the things that I got for my birthday, which as I'm recording is today. I've been curious about trying these products for a while, so why not on my birthday? I think I'm just gonna start with the face scrub. This is Asda's Tea Tree face scrub for softer, smoother skin with exfoliating walnut shell and silica with salicylic acid to visibly reduce the appearance of blemishes. And it's recommended for oily and blemish-prone skin. Directions: massage facial scrub onto wet face and neck in circular motions, avoiding the delicate eye area. So, as I hope you guys can tell, my face is really wet now. Since it says that you should use this on wet skin, that's what it looks like. It's super clear and almost doesn't have any color in it, but it's vaguely green. And I don't know if this is tea tree or what, but it just smells really fresh and it reminds me a lot of the smell of mint. Just from rubbing it around, it kind of turned a little bit white. I don't know if it's super noticeable on camera. And for a face scrub, this feels surprisingly gentle. The granules in this are super tiny and they don't feel very abrasive unless obviously you rub your skin really hard. It doesn't really feel painful at all or like you're hurting or scratching your skin in any way. I really like it, honestly, because it's so almost minty. It reminds me a lot of minty chewing gum or even toothpaste, and it feels super cooling. I feel like my face is now quite a bit colder than the rest of my body. So far, I really like it. I'm just gonna wash up and see how my skin is. As you can see, it's completely gone from my face. I feel like it did a fairly decent job at removing dead skin cells because it just feels like newer skin. My skin just feels slightly softer than it did before. I quite like it actually. I usually don't use face scrubs because they tend to be really abrasive and, at least to me, it kind of feels like you're hurting your skin more than helping it, but this one's pretty nice because the granules are so tiny and there aren't that many of them in comparison to most scrubs. The only thing that I found to be a bit weird, not necessarily negative or positive, just a bit weird, is how cooling that feels. And I don't know if every single product is gonna feel this cooling, but it definitely made me feel like the more I breathe, the colder my face felt. It's kind of weird. I don't necessarily love or hate that feeling, it's just strange. I would give it a good 8.5 out of 10. So next up, I'm gonna be trying the foaming facial wash. Reduces the appearance of blemishes with witch hazel to help tighten pores, non-comedogenic to help prevent blocked pores. And again, this is recommended for oily and blemish-prone skin. Apply a generous pump of foam onto wet face and neck and massage in circular motions into a lather, avoiding the delicate eye area. Rinse with clean warm water. I guess I'm gonna go wet my face again. Again, my face is quite wet. Yeah, it has the same smell. This one, maybe because it's so watery, it smells a lot weaker than the face scrub. Okay. We're good. As expected, it went from having a lot of volume to no volume at all. But I can still feel that sort of cooling sensation, especially around my mouth, so that's fun. I feel like that was actually pretty effective. My skin now not only feels really smooth, but it feels really clean. I'm pretty sure in this kind of lighting you can't really tell much of a difference, but I can definitely feel a difference, and my skin does look a bit cleaner, especially around my nose. So I do quite like it. It's not necessarily better or worse than other facial cleansers I've tried, so I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10. At this point, I feel like they're all gonna smell pretty much the same. Next up, I'm gonna be trying the 3-in-1 Mask Scrub and Cleanser. Just based on the name, honestly, you could just not get the two previous ones and just get this one. This is supposed to reduce the appearance of blemishes with witch hazel to help tighten pores. So very similar to what the other two said. To use as a wash or scrub, massage product onto wet face and neck in circular motions, rinse with clean warm water, which is pretty much exactly what the other two said, but then it says that for a mask, you should gently cleanse your skin beforehand and then apply a generous layer of the product onto the skin. Leave for 10 to 15 minutes and rinse off with clean warm water. To me, this doesn't really feel like a 3-in-1 product, it kind of feels like 2-in-1, but that's a pretty minor detail. I think I'm gonna try it both ways just to see if it actually works as both things or if it's better for one than the other. Okay, this looks like straight up toothpaste though. This is so insanely thick. I mean, that's pretty firm and thick toothpaste. It does not want to come off. It smells exactly the same as the other two. Once again, my face is wet for the third time this video. That's interesting. It does have little tiny granules. I'm even paler than usual, oh my gosh. That is crazy white, and because it's so thick, it doesn't matter how much I rub it, because it still leaves a pretty noticeable white color. But because this is so thick, even though the granules are very similar to the face scrub, I kind of like it less because it feels more abrasive this way. Yeah, so as I thought, in terms of using this as a scrub and cleanser, I wouldn't really recommend it because I don't really know how noticeable this is in this lighting, but my face, especially here, is actually pretty red. It is quite a lot more abrasive than the face scrub, so I don't really like it that much, but maybe I like it more as a mask. I don't know. This is seriously so thick though. I mean, I don't really know what it is, but something about using it like this is making my eyes water. Ah, that burns. Ah! Nope. Nope, I can't. I'm sorry. I literally can't do this. Okay, that was by far the most intense mask experience I've ever had. Never before have I had a mask so uncomfortable and kind of painful. At first, it just felt like my eyes were watering a little bit, so I thought, okay, well, it's probably just an initial reaction and it will disappear and it'll be fine. But as I was thinking that, my whole face started feeling like it was on fire. It is so uncomfortable and kind of painful, and I hated it. I am definitely not gonna ever try to use that again as a mask. As a scrub and cleanser, I mean, it's not that it doesn't work, it's just a bit abrasive, so I feel like I might use it that way, but be super gentle with rubbing my face. I would give this a 2 out of 10 because I really hate it as a mask, but I do think it's usable as a cleanser and scrub. You just have to be very gentle, especially if your skin is pretty sensitive. For the last 2 products, I finally don't have to wet my face anymore. I'm gonna try the face moisturizer first. It's meant to soothe and soften skin, reduce the appearance of blemishes with Semicifuga to help reduce shine. For oily and blemish-prone skin, directions for use. Apply a light layer of moisturizer onto clean skin, morning and evening for a boost of hydration. It comes in this like pump. It just looks and feels like a pretty normal moisturizer. This, in comparison to everything else, feels really gentle. I don't know how long that's gonna take to be absorbed by my skin, but it feels pretty nice, and it definitely smells like the other products. But in terms of how strong the scent is, it's really similar to the foam cleanser. It still smells really fresh, but it's not nearly as strong of a scent as the other products. It's actually already drying, surprisingly enough. It actually feels quite hydrating. I do quite like it. I don't really buy or use moisturizings that often because I always feel like they tend to take ages to be absorbed, so it just feels like I have this like weird sticky layer over my skin, and that makes me feel really uncomfortable. But I surprisingly really like this moisturizer. It feels really gentle, it smells really nice without being overpowering, and it's absorbed pretty quickly, so I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I do really like it. And the last thing that I'm going to try is this tea tree clear skin gel with salicylic acid to reduce the appearance of blemishes, with witch hazel to help tighten pores. This one is the only product of the range that doesn't claim to be for oily and blemish-prone skin. This one just says for everyday use. After cleansing, apply to spots and breakouts with clean hands. For best results, use with other products in the range. This is the only one also that says you should use the other products in the range for this to be more effective, I suppose. I do have a couple of really tiny pimples. They're not even that red or anything, but I guess that's where I'm gonna apply it. It still has that really fresh smell. I feel like out of all of them, this is the one that's a bit harder to judge, because how can you tell if something has worked on your pimple or not after just using it once? So I'm not gonna really rate this in terms of how well it works because I don't know. So I'm just gonna say that it feels really nice. It's not really thick or sticky, and I really like the fact that it's completely clear, so other people can't really tell if you put it on or not. I feel like that's about all I can say about it. Now that I've tried everything, the products from this range that I would definitely recommend are these three. So we have the scrub, the facial cleanser, and the moisturizing cream. The only thing that I would definitely advise you not to get is the 3-in-1 mask, scrub, and cleanser, with only the skin gel being sort of somewhere in between. Based on my small experience, it is quite nice, but I don't know how well it works. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.